Okay, so says we are live currently. YouTube guys in the chat, if you can hear me, let me know. But okay, thanks everyone for coming. As the title states, yeah, this is going to be a unique debate. Um, First, let's go ahead and go over a little bit of history. Darth Arianus, as far as I know, started out his debate bro career on the Tjump Discord server, and at some point Arianus outgrew that server and came to the conclusion that Tjump was an idiot. So fast forward to today, and we are discussing, what possibly to debate Tjump on, and some things are thrown around like, Tjump is an idiot on morality. Tjump is an idiot on, he's a moron on physicalism or something. So I said, why use all these other ideas as proxy for what is the real idiot, or what is the real issue, right? Arianus thinks that Tjump is an idiot. So here we are. Now, for the format of the debate, this is not going to be something formal, right? So we're going to do a 3-minute opener for each side. And after that, it's just going to be an open back and forth. If you want to throw in an insult here and there, that's fine. I don't care. Add a little flavor. That's fine. No slurs, no gamer words or anything like that, right? My job here is going to be to keep this ship going in a direction where the listeners can understand what the fuck is being said. And the second you two get too out of control, I might come in and separate you like a boxing referee. But for the most part, I plan to be fairly hands off. So please don't whine to me about moderation too much, right? All right, this is not a lecture hall. This is an arena. Okay, so everyone understand? Tjump, Arianus?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, good. Now, with that being said, Darth Arianus, you are taking the affirmative position that Tjump is an idiot. Your 3-minute opening begins now.
Wait,
Yes,
I want to go first. Can I go first?
I'll leave that up to you two to decide.
I will concede the debate. I am an idiot. Thank you for the $50. Okay, you can go now.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So to lay out the groundwork, I'm defining intelligence in this debate as the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills correctly, especially in the domain of philosophy, which Tjump is. I mean, he calls himself a philosopher. So let's see how far this debate goes. My argument that I'm going to present as to why Tjump is an idiot is going to be based off of several things. Number one, I'm going to lay out some quick novel testable predictions as to what we're going to expect from the opinions of PhDs in the future as to how Tjump is so ridiculous at philosophy. Number one, I predict that Tjump is going to insult me in this debate.
You're a potato.
Tjump will continue to be called an idiot by PhD atheists for the entirety of his own career. Number three, Tjump is going to be ridiculed by PhD atheists on his moral theory, specifically atheists such as Alex Malpass. He's been ridiculed by PhD mathematician theist Frank Tipley, and I quote, Tjump was incapable of understanding elementary logic or elementary physics, and that he, quote, he demonstrably does not understand anything what I am saying, and he is not capable of rational thought. Alex Malpass quotes, you don't understand the nuances of metaethics. Thus, I proceed to my formal argument. If Tjump is not an idiot, then he understands the very PhD professional philosophers who criticize his views. Premise two, he does not understand the very PhD professional philosophers who criticize his views. Conclusion, therefore, Tjump is an idiot. And I yield my time.
Okay, well, idiot isn't defined by being able to understand professional philosopher criticism. That's not the definition, but all right. Frank Tipley's criticism was his own mistake because I was literally.
Wait, is this your opener, Tjump?
No, it's responding.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Open Q&A or whatever.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Fine.
we could go back
let's
and
do
forth.
it.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, your argument was I don't understand their criticisms. Frank Tipley's argument was incorrect because I was literally just quoting Lawrence Krauss's objection to him in his debate, and he just didn't understand that.
Can you render Lawrence Krauss's arguments?
I don't remember the debate. I don't remember even the topic. Too long ago.
Well, but you sound confident in the way that you
Yes, because I
want to
watched Lawrence
respond to
Krauss's
Frank
debate
Tibble.
before I invited him on, and then just quoted that argument in my own
Okay,
words.
fine.
So
So you want to appeal to authorities, professional authorities, in order to make arguments for
no.
like moral realism.
No. Go back. So
No,
your
no.
argument was, I don't understand the arguments of these two philosophers. I'm
Right.
saying I do understand their arguments. So
Okay, can you
his
render them,
argument,
please?
his argument in that debate was, I forget, something about how there's a singularity at the beginning and the end of time or something. And I was quoting Lawrence Krauss's objections that there's no math to indicate that there's going to be some kind of singularity collapse or something.
Sure.
And that his argument was ad hoc. And he said, I don't understand physics, even though I was just quoting
Can you
Lawrence Krauss.
demonstrate me how the argument was ad hoc, if you understand ad hoc rationalization?
Yes, he was making up a conclusion to fit his was it preconceived conclusion. So what?
Okay, so to be clear here, conclusions that fit preconceived theories. Can you exactly tell me in which instances is engaging in ad hoc reasoning?
No,
like,
I'd have to go back and watch the
virtue?
debate from years ago.
Okay, but you sound very confident, right? So I'm trying to see
Yes,
if you actually know
I remember
anything,
my point in the debate from years ago. I don't remember what the exact position was from years ago.
Okay, so to be clear here, in the Tipley debate, he says that you're not capable of rational thought because you don't understand the mathematics and the physics behind the arguments that he's giving. Can you name me one exact mathematical argument that Tipley gives in his works?
Again, I'd have to go back and watch the debate from years ago.
Okay.
I already answered the question.
Okay. Well, I mean, but you haven't. I'm saying that you're an idiot relative to your concept of idiocy. I'm saying that you are very malinformed.
Well, I didn't give a concept of idiocy, so that doesn't make sense.
Well, I understand what your concept of idiocy means. I think you know what I mean when I say that you're an idiot.
Well, no. My concept of idiocy is completely different from anything you said. So, you're not representing my definition of idiocy.
Well, I'm defining intelligence as the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills, right?
Yes,
and I'm saying that in a clear example.
I don't care about your definition. You kept saying by my definition.
Look, a clear example is your moral theory. You want
wait. You're deflecting. So you kept saying by my definition of idiot.
You're the one that's not letting me lay out the stuff.
I asked you what the argument was,
and you didn't render the argument.
Did he not specifically say, by my definition of idiot, I'm an idiot? That's what he said, wasn't it?
I thought. I could be wrong, though.
So I didn't give my definition of idiot. So if he wants to make up his own definition, that's fine, but it's not mine.
Okay, so Tjump, another example. So when Alex Malpass creates like a blog for people, specifically targeted at people like Jay Dyer, Darth Dawkins, like any sort of Sam Harris, like any sort of like people in the category where Alex Malpass criticizes. Well, but you do, because you cite these people all the time as like valid authorities.
Citing someone on a specific topic doesn't mean I agree with everything they say.
You agree. You want to represent this as like evidence.
Someone on one topic
as evidence.
Composition division fallacy, basic fallacy, does representing someone as an authority or representing their argument.
That's not a composition division fallacy.
Wait till the end of the argument to respond. So if you represent someone as an authority on one topic,
you're just deflecting, right?
Moderator.
So he's now appealing to the moderator.
Easy, boy.
I want to finish the sentence so he can respond to it. So saying that I quote someone as an authority, does that mean I agree with everything they say?
No, I didn't say that. I said that you think that citing PhD philosophers usually counts as evidence for the positions that you hold, right?
Sure.
Alex Malpass is a moral realist. Moral realism is a position that you hold. If noted PhD atheist Alex Malpass, who also happens to be a moral realist, creates like an entire section as to like why your view
I can just preempt your question. Yes, I've never said that there wasn't
even moral realism.
Yes, it is.
Your view, you don't have any normativity in your system.
Stop one question at a time. Come on, slow down. Yes, you can use criticisms from academic professors against my model to say this is evidence against your model. That's perfectly legitimate. Sure.
Yes, I'm saying that in conjunction with this evidence, where Alex Malpass says that your theory isn't moral realist at all because it doesn't contain any normative statements, and your view can't adequately distinguish from like any theory in anti-realism, then we have good reasons to conclude that you don't know anything about metaethics.
Well, he's
So now
wrong because I've literally done both of those
Now I
things. So
proceed.
wait, so you can have that interpretation. You can think he's right. He's wrong. I literally do
Okay, how
explain
is he
both of.
wrong?
Wait,
How
stop.
can you
Let me
have a
finish.
moral
All right, let him
system
finish.
that-
Let him finish, Darth. Come on, you're talking a
So,
lot.
as I explained, like normativity as in ought statements, which isn't the only kind of normativity, you don't need them, as there are multiple theories of moral realism that don't have them. They're listed on the Stanford Encyclopedia of Moral Naturalism. There's one, I think I forget what it's called. It's the Cornell Realism or something, the one below Cornell Realism. There are things that do that. Mine isn't the only model that does that. So if he doesn't like those kinds of models, that's his opinion, but that's not the position of all academic philosophers.
See,
So,
but T-Jump, the idea here is that, first of all, you said that normativity could be something outside of an ought, right?
Yes.
And this is a classic example as to how you don't know anything about philosophy. If
I'm
something is
literally quoting a
normative,
different
if
philosopher.
something is normative,
I just gave you the example.
It has to be action guiding.
Okay, that's great. Take it up with Cornell Realism or whatever the one is below it. Don't bother me. I don't care.
Okay, Cornell Realism. Cornell realists are still committed to normativity and motivation.
I don't care. Go bother them.
Okay,
think,
but
like
you said, so now you want me to go bother the philosophers.
Go bother them.
So do you admit that you're just being inept right now and you don't know anything about metaethics? Because the Cornell realists do. The Cornell realists are committed to normativity.
No, like I said, I'm quoting one of the ones from the Stanford Encyclopedia, which might be the Cornell Realism or the one below it. As I said, I don't remember which one it is because I haven't read this for a while.
Well, of course you don't remember. I know that, but
because I haven't read it for like years. I don't care.
The point is, T-Jump. So you want to say that you have objective morality, right?
Yes.
And
what is moral realism? What is the definition of moral realism?
Moral realism is the thesis that there are stance-independent moral facts or mind-independent moral facts.
Yes. And do I believe that there are mind-independent moral facts?
Yeah, but your definition...
No. Wait, go back to that first word. Go back. What was that first word? Wait, stop.
Your definition of an...
What was that first word?
Go back. So the question was, what is moral realism? You said stance-independent moral facts. And then I asked, do I believe those are things? And you said, yes. What does that make me?
Yeah, well... But here's the thing:
the fact
what you mean by moral fact, T-Jump.
The fact that you mean by a moral fact.
What you mean by a moral fact isn't the same thing
as
what PhDs take a moral fact to be.
Different theories are different theories. That's great. Do I believe there are moral stance independent moral facts? Do I believe those things exist?
Well, given the classical definition of a moral fact in philosophy, you don't believe in moral facts.
How you're evading the question. Question.
T-Jump.
Do I believe that there are
facts?
Wait, stop. Do I believe that there are facts of the matter that some statements are factually true to be moral or immoral? Do I think that is the case?
I mean, you think you do, but the idea here is the idea here is that you're incorrect.
So I'm a moral realist.
You don't possess a legitimate concept of morality.
I don't care if you don't like my model. I don't care.
You think that morality is descriptive. How the fuck can there be a moral fact if it's not normative?
Because I'm stealing this from other models that think morality is descriptive.
Okay, name me one model where morality is purely descriptive. I told you, on
the Stanford Encyclopedia of Moral Naturalism, there's one of them that says that.
No, but when we evaluated your claim about Cornell realism, you were completely wrong. Cornell realism are committed to normativity.
As I said, it was Cornell realism or the one below it. I don't remember the page.
Or the one
there somewhere.
Okay, so you realize that if you have a completely descriptive account of ethics,
don't care about your opinion.
You're just giving a psychological account.
Don't
you're not
care about
actually
your opinion.
Providing anything
don't care about your
action
opinion.
guiding.
Don't care about your opinion. You're wrong.
This is the professional philosophers that you adulate.
Your opinion.
You're completely
I don't care about
wrong.
your opinion. I don't care about your
There's
opinion.
only 45 minutes left, guys.
So I don't care about your opinion.
It's not my opinion. It's a fact
your opinion.
that most of these philosophers
That's your opinion. I
don't have the concept of morality and normativity that you do.
Well, as soon as you can empirically demonstrate one model is correct or incorrect, then you can tell me I'm wrong. Sure.
So look. Tell me how exactly. Look. The moral facts you want to say.
I don't care about your opinion. So you can't
Well,
opinion
he's
yourself. I
T-Jump,
don't care.
it's not
his,
my
his opinion, he has to
You
justify his
defer to these
opinion, though,
people.
right? His
No,
opinion is what he's got.
I can
But it's
grant
not
his
my
opinion. I don't care.
He defers to professional philosophers.
Where is
right?
where
It's
is
like
the empirical
evidence for moral
research?
realism.
Where
But
is
he
the
wants to
empirical
say
research?
that morality isn't normative.
Oh my
How the
God!
hell
So
is he
I've
going to
admitted that
distinguish-
my one sec. I've admitted my model is not the consensus. I've admitted that is evidence against my model. I don't care.
No, but your model
Where's
is
the
your
inconsistency?
model.
I don't care about your opinion, so I agree that I don't
model,
care about your
if you're a
opinion.
rational person, Tjump, if you're a rational person, would you agree that you wouldn't hold to
naturalism.
an incoherent model?
What? It's
If
not
you're-
incoherent.
Of course it is incoherent. It's
Jackson
built into the
realism?
concept of morality that it's normative. How is
No,
it
you
not
being an idiot
incoherent?
is not my problem.
How am I an idiot for saying that it's built into the concept of a moral fact that it has to be normative? Now
We
you're
can
just
then
insulting,
see how
as
it
I
may be
predicted.
possible to, one sec, shut up. We can then see how it may be possible to offer definitions of descriptive terms of moral concepts. Jackson realism, morality, natural moralism, Jackson's moral functionalism, 3.3. Gives a whole bunch of bullcrap, and it says we can see how it may be possible to offer definitions of descriptive terms and moral concepts.
So Tjump, when you say something is wrong, please provide me.
Idiot! I just
please
debunked
provide
you.
me
There
the
are
symmetry
academic
breaker.
models that do this.
Please, look, you're the fucking idiot. You don't understand.
Care. I don't care about your opinion.
That you're committed to a
your
view that's
opinion.
logically impossible. You want to
Again,
say that
your
something
opinion.
is a
You're
moral
like
fact.
the presup who says it's logically impossible to believe in a world without a necessary
Yes,
being. I don't care what your opinion is.
You're committed to a view where you can't even meaningfully
I
distinguish.
don't care what your opinion is.
You stop interrupting me. You're committed to a moral view. You're committed to a moral view where you can't meaningfully distinguish the term right or wrong from like an anti-realist or even an error theorist. So how should anyone take your fucking view seriously?
I can, and I've done that before. So if moral statements are a description of some kind of law of physics or whatever, then it's not the case that they're false. That's
Okay. So you and you're claiming that those things again. You haven't given an account. You're saying that those moral properties.
Everything I just said was coherent.
You're
so
saying
everything was literally coherent.
No,
what about
not,
when I said it was incoherent?
When you say it's coherent, you're just
is
assuming
it comprehensible
the truth.
by a brain?
When you're saying stop interrupting, when you say that's coherent, you're just assuming that
Coherent means comprehensible by a brain.
You're just assuming the plausibility of your conclusion.
What?
The conclusion is the
No,
conclusion
no
of your argument.
No.
The
There's no conclusion
of
there.
your argument
Wait, stop. That's not what does incomprehensible mean?
Your argument
Darth,
is that
Darth,
it's
what
logically
does
possible
incomprehensible
that moral
mean?
statements aren't normative.
Darth, what does
And I'm
incomprehensible
contesting
mean?
that.
Darth, what does incomprehensible mean?
Incomprehensible means that it's gibberish, it's not truth apt. But I'm saying that you're
Not
committed
able
to
to be
something.
understood.
You're
Not
committed
is
to
it, wait. Go
contradiction.
back. Is the definition not able to be understood or not intelligible? Is that what the definition is? Is that an accurate, close enough definition?
No. I'm saying that. Look, Tjump. I'm
Is
saying
that the definition?
Look, Tjump. No, you're committed to
incomprehensible?
a view. It's part of the
moderator.
concept of
Did he not
morality.
say? He said my view was incomprehensible, didn't he?
I'm sorry, I was reading chat. I can't
said that it was
right now.
incoherent.
Okay,
It's still truth apt. It's just logically false. So you don't even know what incoherent means. But that's
what does incoherent mean?
Well, it just contains a conjunction. It contains a conjunction of two.
As of
It
spoken and written
contains.
language
Stop interrupting.
expressed as an incomprehensible or confusing way. So it's
It-
literally a
it-
synonym with incomprehensible.
I'm obviously
Similar, incomprehensible.
I'm using it in the sense that it's a contradiction, right? You're committed to a conjunction of two inconsistent propositions. That's what incoherent means in philosophy. And if you know anything about philosophy, you would know what incoherent means.
Yeah, I just gave you the definition. So
Okay, so look, you're saying that moral facts aren't normative, right?
Right.
It's built
I literally
into,
just read
it's
you.
built into the concept.
Wait.
It's built into the concept of a moral fact. If you knew anything about conceptual analysis, it's built into the concept of a moral fact.
Take it up with the
it's
Jackson
normative.
realists. Go take it up with the Jackson realists. Because I literally just read, yeah, you can do that. There's other models that do that. So if you want to take it up with them, go take it up with them. I don't care.
So presumably you think that Jackson realism is a coherent view, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so demonstrate to me the coherence of the view.
I'm using the appeal to authority here. They're the experts. Go bother them.
Okay, so you can't even demonstrate the entailment that the view isn't containing a contradiction. You don't even know what it means. You're just deferring.
I'm assuming the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy isn't promoting this.
Why would you?
Why would you logical
assume?
contradiction?
Why would you assume?
Because they're an authority.
Are there
an authoritative
any good
journal?
reasons?
That's why.
Okay, but look, when you decide an authority on, for example, what the term incoherent means, and you even know how to reproduce the term incoherent, your trust on these
you're deflecting. You're deflecting.
Your trust on these authorities is just bullshit.
These
Look,
authorities,
guys, we're 20 minutes in. That means that we only have 40 minutes left to get to the bottom whether or not Tjump is an idiot.
If you want to argue against whether or not morality can be parsed out in descriptive terms, take it up with the academic professional philosophers who do that. If you think they have a contradiction and you can prove they can, then sure, then you can say my foundation is debunked. But go bother them.
You're admitting look, Tjump.
Yes,
it's very
I haven't
simple.
specifically analytically analyzed Jackson's moralism. I
presented you an argument as to why it would be incoherent, right? And then you want to say that it was coherent. So when I asked you, right, how is the view not coherent? You deferred to authorities. You couldn't solve that yourself.
Yes, so
you couldn't solve that yourself.
Authorities that can solve the problem, and so you can bother them.
So why? So when you say that you call yourself a philosopher, right?
Sure.
Okay. And when you call yourself a philosopher, are you keen to saying that you have the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills in a way that's correct in these discussions?
Sure.
Okay. So when you demonstrated your lack of an ability here to tell me how the view was coherent, you couldn't do that by yourself. You weren't thinking independently. All you needed to do was to defer to the authority.
Yes, that's all I need to do.
Okay.
So if you think it's incoherent and there's a bunch of academic professors who actually do this, then you can bother them.
Okay. Okay, but nevertheless, you have to realize that you're an intellectual parasite when you do that, right? And you actually
how is listing authorities?
And all you do.
Wait, go back. You got to support your claim. You got to support your claim.
All you are doing here is a
moderator. He said he's made a claim, but he hasn't defended it. So how is
it's a big no, Darth Arianus?
How is presenting authorities who disagree with you and telling you to go bother them being an intellectual parasite? If you make a claim that disagrees with some academic super complicated position, go bother them.
Because you're not because when asked to defend the claim that saying that moral facts, the stance independent moral facts are purely descriptive is coherent, I would expect that an independent thinker would be able to show, if they have knowledge of philosophy, how that thing isn't a contradiction. And when Tjump was pressed, all he did was defer back to people who are smarter than him, and understand the entailments while he doesn't.
Sure, that's legit. So it's
just a quick side note. After 68 votes with the poll in the live chat, who is winning? 57% say Tjump is winning. Only 43% say Arianus is winning. Please continue.
Do I get more money if I win or something?
You get more prestige.
If there's money on the line, I'd actually be trying a lot harder at this. So I did not realize. Is there a bonus?
Well, how much money will it take for you to go into like
free.
Hit the afterburners?
I'll take it.
If you get on camera, I'll give you more money, Darth.
What?
Yeah,
I'll give you money.
I'm not being.
I should have started off camera. Damn it!
I want to see you like looking at each other and like pointing at the cameras and stuff.
Stare
at
him.
I'm looking at the chess screen, so I can't even see you guys. So I don't know.
If you get on camera, I'll give you $20.
Damn it! I should have started off camera.
Damn
it! I lost the debate.
Oh yeah, well, I mean there's at least we got him to admit something, but
I need like some finger pointing, and I want to see you.
My opening was literally like, I admit I am an idiot. Next. Got me.
That's the thing, guys. I mean, look, I really feel like we haven't actually gotten anywhere yet. And I'm still thinking like, I don't have the answer yet. I'm like, look, you got me talking to Tjump. I don't know whether or not he's a dumbass. So I need to get this straightened out here.
Yeah, so I mean, he says that moral facts are purely descriptive. He wants to defer to a view like Jacksonian realism. And I could grant that for the sake of argument. It doesn't show that he's not having the ability to acquire and apply knowledge in the way that I've defined intelligent and relative to philosophy. So when he defers back
to Jacksonian
realism, And when asked for the entailment as to why the view wasn't contradictory when I provided my concept of morality, he just deferred and deflected back to the philosophers. This guy is not an independent thinker.
You're allowed to use ideas that other people use. That's
no, I
totally
understand.
fine. So wait, let me put it into your argument for you. Let me put it to
views that other people have. I have
let me put it to you. Let me give you an argument. Let me a formal argument. You can address the formal argument.
Okay.
So there are other models that use morality in a descriptive sense that are academic professionals. If there are other models that use morality in a descriptive sense, then it's not logically contradictory. Conclusion, it's not logically contradictory.
It's not logically contradictory.
You
Okay,
said incoherent logical contradiction, right?
Okay. Yeah, we're going by the stand. Okay. So you want to argue that deferring to those views is like good evidence that the view isn't like logically impossible or something like that.
Yeah,
and that gives you a reason. Yeah, and that gives you a reason to cite it because you have like intuitions that these philosophers wouldn't hold to contradictory models, right?
Sure. So if you can show it's logically contradictory, that would be evidence against my model. So if you can demonstrate that, that'd be great.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You want to appeal to philosophers for most of their conceptual schemes, right?
Yes.
So when a philosopher has the conceptual scheme that morality or what's entailed by morality or how morality is defined is that it contains like an ought, right? You're not being consistent by your own norms when you try to appeal to those philosophers because their concept of morality is such that it would be logically necessary that there are oughts in morality.
I just gave you a counterexample to that, and you haven't debunked the counterexample.
Well, you haven't shown why it isn't contradictory.
Sure. So if you want to claim it's contradictory, you have the burden of proof to hold that. Go for it. I think I have good grounds to conclude it's not contradictory.
What are the good grounds? I'm saying that when
academic
you say,
professional philosophers, they're qualified in the field, and I don't think
that's not a response to why it's logically possible.
Yes,
right?
it is.
The idea here.
Let me try to justify that. So if I look at Gödel, Escher, Bach, and I don't understand Gödel, Escher, Bach, I think, well, these guys are probably professional philosophers. There's probably not a logical contradiction in one of their arguments. Am I justified in believing that there isn't a logical contradiction based on that fact?
Tjump. When I say there are, when I say there are moral facts, when I say that there are moral facts,
I don't. Wait. Go back. One argument at a time. One argument at a time. Hold up.
That there are action guiding facts.
Stop.
Right. So when you say that moral
moderator, he's jumping. He's jumping off of the point.
Saying that action guiding facts.
Moderator, wrap it. Land the plane, Darth.
Moderator. So Darth made a claim that.
What do you mean? I'm fucking landing the plane.
Okay, let him land the plane. Let him land the plane.
No, he's not landing the plane because I want to address.
No, just give him like 10 seconds to land. Let's just give him 10 seconds. No,
because he's got to go one point at a time. Like he made a point. He made a point that I am not justified in believing that Jackson realism is not logically coherent. And so I want a justification for this. I'm saying, yes, I am. I'm saying if I read Gödel, Escher, Bach and I look at a really complicated logical proof, I am logically justified in concluding that it does not entail a logical contradiction because I know those guys, Gödel, Escher, Bach, are very good at logic. And so they probably doesn't entail a logical contradiction. Is that true or false?
Well, no, because you haven't even like provided the inference as to why it would be like a high prior probability. How do you know that there's a high prior probability?
They're experts in the field at making not logical contradictions.
Okay.
Or I'm rationally justified in thinking they probably didn't do that.
So here's the thing. You are justified. I'm saying that even if you're justified, even if I grant you that you're justified, even if I grant you that you're justified, I'm saying that I'm justified in believing that you hold to an incoherent view. So your view is false, and here's why.
That's fine. I don't even.
If I define.
I haven't even made an objection to that. Like I can agree to that. Like sure, you can be justified in that. So what?
Yes. So the idea here is that you don't know what the probabilistic inference would be. What? You haven't like cited me the high prior probability other than just appealing to your seemings, and seemings don't count as.
I don't need to claim that it's like the most probable explanation.
Tjump, let me ask you this: are you using your intuition?
Wait. Yes.
Are you using your intuition?
Of course.
To say that intuitions don't count as justification. So that's strike one.
For claims that are made about things independent of our imagination?
No.
Well, in my model, that's true. I don't know. I don't know what you're using. How you're using it.
So again,
I thought you were using an internal critique there.
Do you understand what an inferentialist model is?
Okay. Well, I was using my model. So.
Okay. So explain to me how you know that non-inferential justification is an adequate view of justification
I
then?
have no idea what any of that means.
Okay, so let's just say you want to say that your seemings count as justification as to why those experts are probably correct.
What?
Okay.
Induction?
No. What do you mean induction? Right.
I have good reason to believe they were good at logic.
No, but
and they're
no.
probably
But
still
look,
good at logic.
you're in the induction example, you're bringing in seemings, right?
Sure.
And your problem is that when you employ those seemings, you have to give the inference as to why seemings will count as justification.
Like, you mean I could be in the brain in the vat, and so my seemings could be completely wrong, kind of?
Yeah. So what's the argument?
That I'm not in the brain in the vat.
What the hell do skeptical scenarios have to do with this?
Well, that seems like what you're asking is like.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you, what's the argument that seemings counts as justification?
What? It seems to me that they're good at logic.
No. But when you use seemings as an argument for why seemings are a correct form of justification, you're just begging the question.
What? See, I don't understand what
you're begging the
here.
question. You're using seemings. You're using seemings in order to justify your seemings.
Sure, I don't care.
Oh, so you agree that you're begging?
Quick heads up, we're at the halfway mark. We're 30 minutes, and we only have 30 minutes to figure out whether or not Tjump is a moron. So I'd like to get this wrapped up. So
if I see a horse and I'm rational in believing there's a horse in front of me, okay. Do you want some kind of like formal proof of seemings?
No.
I don't care.
So what you're demonstrating right now is that you're
I don't understand the objection.
You're engaging in fallacious reasoning. How are you not an idiot?
I don't understand the objection here. So if I see my TV in front of me, am I rationally justified in believing my TV is in front of me?
You are using.
I'm asking a specific question. Yes, that's my. I'm seeming there's a TV. It seems to me there's a TV in front of me. As an argument
for seemings.
Wait, go back. So it seems to me there's a TV in front of me. Am I justified in believing there's a TV in front of me?
Look. No.
I asked you a question.
In this example, no. Look, your question is nonsensical. Look.
So because I could be in the Matrix.
I asked you.
Wait. Go back. One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
I asked Tjump.
One thing at a time. So
let's talk about the TV thing. Yeah.
So my argument is that my seemings seem justifiable. I see a TV in front of me. I'm rationally justified in believing there's a TV in front of me. You're making the objection. No, you're not. Which one of the possible scenarios of why it's not is like if you're in the Matrix. So you're doing these hyper-skeptical analyses.
Why are you appealing to the Matrix? Look, you just agreed that you were begging the question. You just agreed that you were begging the question.
I don't care.
You were employing seemings as a justification for seemings.
Sure.
That is fucking ridiculous.
I don't care.
If you engage in a dialectical context with a professional philosopher, you would be laughed at.
It seems to me Gödel Escherbach is good at logic. If you think that I'm wrong, fine. I don't care.
Look, I'm asking you a question about your epistemic theory, not these kinds of examples. This is a meta-level critique of your view.
I don't care.
I don't care that you don't care, you fucking idiot. I'm just saying.
It seems to me Gödel Escherbach are good at logic.
You agreed that you were begging the question.
What you're saying has no relevance to the debate.
You agreed that you were begging the question. And begging the question is fallacious.
I don't care.
And anyone who engages in fallacious reasoning is an idiot in this discussion.
How do I find a chess challenge? So again, I'm not interested in debating the relevance of seemings. Like I don't care. If you want to doubt my seemings, that's fine. It's just not relevant to me. So it seems to me Gödel Escherbach are good at logic. Wait, stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. Gödel Escherbach are good at logic. I'm rationally concluding that there isn't a logical contradiction in their big long logic trees. I don't care if you want to doubt my seemings. It's not doesn't interest me.
No. I'm not just doubting your seemings. I'm doubting your entire theory of justification. You
brought up the seemings, so I don't care.
You said that you were using your seemings. You said that you were using your seemings as justification for your seemings.
It seems to me. Find the problem in my argument.
Circular.
It seems to wait. Stop.
Okay.
Find the problem in my argument.
I just don't know if he's an idiot or not yet, and I'm
no. Go through my argument and explain to me where the problem is. It seems to me Gödel Escherbach are good at logic. I'm justified because the little bit of logic I can do seems right, and they're very well touted in academic fields.
Look,
and
when you say that,
stop. Don't interrupt. Listen. You have to address the argument.
You say that,
the argument. Moderator, shut him up. So my argument is Gödel Escherbach. I read it. I don't understand it. They seem like experts. I trust them. Therefore, I'm rationally justified in believing they're not a logical contradiction. Where's the problem? It seems to me, yeah, sure. Like, do I have proof? No.
When you
I
say
don't care.
when you say that you're justified, you're presupposing that seemings are counting as justification. I
Sure.
question that.
Am I not? Am I not justified by thinking they're
your
experts?
model. Look, Tjump, I questioned your model.
Why am I
by
not
point.
justified in
I
believing God
questioned your
Electrobach
model
are
point
experts?
by point. You appealed to your seemings.
You have to
by
answer the question.
assuming that those seemings count as justification.
No, you're not answering the question.
As an argument for why
moderator,
seemings
he
are
has to
justified.
actually address the objection. So he made an objection. My seemings are not justified. So I have to understand why are my seemings not justified. It seems to me God Electrobach are very good at logic. Seems to me I'm justified in believing they don't have logical contradictions. Why is that wrong? Tell me, explain. Why is that wrong? Why am I wrong to believe God Electrobach are good at logic?
Look, this is irrelevant, Tjump. I asked you a meta level question about your theory. I asked you for justification, and the thing that you appealed back to was the very thing in question. I am doubting that seemings count as justification. And the plausibility of the conclusion of your argument concludes that seemings are a form of justification. So if you employ your seemings, if you appeal to your seemings,
you're not answering the question.
Also, there are some very serious allegations that the Tjump Discord server has infiltrated and deliberately, intentionally trying to skew the poll. Right now, if any of you Tjump Discord people are
can I have the link? I'm going to skew the poll.
Find out about it. All right, right. I will have some sort of revenge. Right. You're gonna pay for mod. I repeat, do not attempt to disrupt or adulterate the integrity of the polls. Okay.
Tom Rabbit's gonna pay for mod in my Discord server. He's gonna ban you all. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be $5 on Patreon.
He does that anyway without money, so it's fine. But look, Tjump. So again. I
don't understand any of the gibberish you're saying. Wait.
Yeah, you do understand.
Let me finish.
Do you guys remember in Star Wars the prequel where Dooku and Yoda are fighting, and Dooku said, "It's obvious that we're not going to be able to settle this by our knowledge of the Force alone." Like, can you guys simultaneously play a game of chess, and then maybe we'll have more data to figure out whether Tjump's an idiot?
I mean, at this point,
wait. I'm asking a question. I'm asking for clarification. Say he said a bunch of bullshit gibberish that means nothing to anything I've said.
How is it bullshit or gibberish?
Wait. So I'm asking for a clarification question. How am I?
You admitted that you're begging the question.
Moderator.
You're begging the question.
Moderator.
That is fucking irrational.
I've got to finish the question.
You should know that.
Moderator.
But you don't.
All right. Let him finish
the question. So I asked the question: how am I not justified in believing my seemings that God Electrobach are good at logic? And he hasn't answered the question. Why should I doubt my seemings that they are good at logic?
Well, I'm just going to take it as a background or like a hinge that you can't have you can't have non-inferential.
I don't understand any of that. None of that makes sense. I don't. You have to make your argument make sense to people.
I mean, then you're just showing. You don't know what a hinge is. You don't know what a background.
I don't know what your words are. The things you're using doesn't really no sense. Tom, did you understand what he said? Did you understand any of that sentence?
Philosophy.
I didn't, but I might be an idiot.
You would understand.
That's not the proposition of this debate, though.
Does anybody in the audience understood what he just said and could explain it to me?
They understand what a fucking hinge is. You don't, because you're fucking.
I didn't say hinge. I said your sentence.
Again, if I argue for non-inferential justification.
Right. Again, stop with the gibberish. You got to make words make sense. Nothing you're saying makes sense.
If I have a conclusion,
you using more worthless words in gibberish does not make it more sense.
It's not fucking gibberish.
It literally is.
If I conclude that non-inferential justification is a true theory of justification, and one of the premises within that argument appeals to non-inferential justification, that is parasitic on the conclusion being true, which is what fucking begging the question means.
Hey Tom, could you translate what? Could you make what he said meaningful? Like, what do you think he just said?
No, I'm too busy trying to keep track of the chat. I'm sorry.
Chat. Anybody? Can you translate that into English for me? Go for it.
Okay, let's see them try. Look, Tjump. It's very simple.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's very simple, Tjump. Conclusion is non-inferential justification is a correct theory of justification, and one of the premises within that argument appeals to non-inferential justification, right? If you appeal to non-inferential justification, as an argument for why non-inferential justification is true, the plausibility of that premise is just going to be parasitic on the conclusion. You're just assuming that the conclusion is true.
So Tom, again, can you translate any of the gibberish he just said into English?
Let me do this. You're just showing more retardation.
So my argument is that go back. My argument was,
if I appeal to seemings,
again, if I appeal to seemings, gibberish. If I appeal
to seemings, and one of the premises within my arguments, in order to argue that the conclusion that non-inferential justification is the correct theory of justification, that's begging the fucking question. You're a moron.
I've literally listened to you say the same thing 10 times, and it's still gibberish.
Because you haven't addressed the fucking argument, and you've been gibberish.
I'm literally answering your question. What you said is gibberish, therefore I cannot answer it. That's the argument. So what you need to do, wait. What you need to do is make it not gibberish. And so I ask you a clarification question. My seemings is that Gödel-Escher-Bach makes sense. I don't care why. I don't care about the justification. To me, it seems like just Gödel-Escher-Bach is good at logic, and I seem justified in believing that. You're saying I need some way to justify my seemings. I don't care. I'm just going to grant it. Wait. I'm not done yet.
You just said you seem to be justified, but when you say that,
I'm literally using seemings because that was your argument.
Yes.
Moderator, I'm not done with the argument yet. Moderator, can you like pause it?
This is a back and forth. Why are you bitching?
Yeah, but let him finish.
Let him finish. Make a single point. Holy shit. So my argument is it seems to me I'm justified in believing Gödel-Escher-Bach are good at logic, and I don't care why. I don't care what makes it justified. Doesn't make a difference. So if you want to say I'm not, okay, I don't, please feel free to make me doubt my seemings that Gödel-Escher-Bach are good at logic. I don't think you're going to do it. I don't think anything you can present is going to make a justified reason for me to not think they're good at logic.
Tjump, you said that you seem to be justified, right?
Yes.
And
I'm literally using that word because it's seemings.
Okay. And then your conclusion is that seemings are correct theory of justification.
No. Look, I'm assuming that's a presupposition.
We're gonna have to wrap up this seemings thing because it's getting a little long in the tooth. We're gonna have to go to a different. You're gonna have to choose a different weapon soon, Darth.
It's not circular reasoning. It's presupposition. I presuppose my seemings are reasonable.
Yeah, but presuppositions aren't
I don't care. So to me, it seems like Gödel-Escher-Bach is justified.
So now your problem is that you don't care. You don't care about engaging in reasoning. You don't care about classical logic. You don't care about fallacies.
No,
you don't care. You don't care if you engage in fallacious reasoning, which is what you're doing right now. I asked you, what's the justification for your seemings? You appealed to your seemings as a justification for that.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Begging the question.
Don't care.
You're a fucking idiot.
So if you think that
do you think an intelligent person would beg the question in this debate?
I don't care. Like if
I don't care that you don't care.
My car
you keep
works,
moaning like a bitch.
I think my car works because I use it every day. Do I care that I'm using induction to justify induction? Nope. I'm still justifying.
Why would I care about your desires? Right. I'm caring.
It's a seeming. It's a seeming. It's literally. It seems to me my car works.
So Tjump, you can see that you have a
moderator
argument.
I got to finish the point.
Okay. Yeah. Finish the point, and then we're gonna move on from this particular thing.
I am justified in believing my car works. I'm justified in believing Gödel-Escher-Bach is good at logic because induction works as far as I can tell. And if you want to doubt that, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not interested in debating whether or not induction works. Has no relevance to anything.
Look, the debate was
real quick, let me just say something. Like we need to move off this. You're gonna have to point. I can't let this stagnate, right? But listen, we've only got 20 minutes left, right? And the question has yet to be just really answered resolutely.
I think the answer is very
Listen to me. Hold on a second. There are 200 people watching this right now, and I'm not going to have them walking away from this debate just with a big question mark about whether or not Tjump is a fucking idiot. Okay? They need to know. They need to know. So please, let's move on. Let's do the next thing, and it better be good.
Yeah. So the argument here for why Tjump is an idiot is because apparently he wants to take philosophy seriously, but when pinned down, when asked for an argument for non-inferential justification, he appeals to non-inferential justification, which is just going to assume that the conclusion of his argument is true. He's just begging the fucking question. Now, do you think, Tjump, that an intelligent person would beg the question over a discussion about epistemology?
People use induction to justify injunction all the time. We don't care that we don't have like an ultimate foundation.
No.
Like you're literally wait. Let me finish.
Idiot.
Let me finish.
Idiot. I said
moderator.
idiot.
Moderator. But
I
moderator,
said
I gotta
engage
be able
in
to answer the
circular
question.
reasoning.
All right,
So-
let him answer, Darth. Come on.
Using induction to justify induction, that's circular reasoning. Moron.
No.
Wait,
Okay,
oh
so
my
look.
God.
All right, let him finish. Hold on a second. Let him finish.
Tjump,
Come on,
this
we're getting.
isn't the same thing.
This is crunch time. Come on.
I'm appealing to theories. I'm appealing to epistemic.
Can we mute him? Can we just mute him
I
so I can
haven't
like
begged the
stay my
I don't want to.
sentence?
There'll be too much. There'll be too much sniveling afterwards.
Tjump.
I need. You got to mute him so I can finish the sentence. Like I got to be able
Look,
to make
Darth,
an
come
argument.
on. Don't make me do that. Come on. Just let him finish.
Clearly, it's a bad indication that I'm an idiot if he just has to talk over me and can't let me finish a point, right? Like it's bad evidence if that's what he has to do.
This was supposed to be back and forth.
So
you haven't responded to anything they've said. And to be
maybe
fair,
if you
Tjump,
to be
fair, Tjump, you should
just
delete your fucking channel.
All right, yes, please. I haven't muted a single time. We haven't need to.
Delete
Just let him
your
finish.
fucking channel. You make atheism look bad, you fucking retard.
So great evidence there. Great evidence there. So yes, I'm going to use induction to justify induction, and if it's my seemings that are justifying my seemings, I'm fine with that. I don't care. Like if you want to be hyper skeptical, I don't care. It's irrelevant to my epistemology. I don't need a grounds for that kind of stuff. I don't care.
Okay, so
I'm rationally justified in believing God Eschenbach is justified.
So
if you doubt that, you'd have to give a reason why.
You think that Darth Dawkins is an idiot, right? When he assumes that God exists in order to conclude that God exists, right?
No, I never said he was an idiot because he made an argument. I said
But
he's an idiot because he doesn't listen.
Okay, let's take the precept argument. Your problem with the precept argument, one of the problems is that it's question begging, correct?
No.
What do you mean no? If I give you the argument, let me give you the argument, Tjump. God is the necessary precondition for intelligibility. We have intelligibility, therefore God exists. Do you think that's a question-begging argument, yes or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And the argument doesn't go through, right?
Sure.
And you assume that Darth Dawkins doesn't know what he's talking about when he says that he doesn't care if it's question-begging or not because it's virtuously circular. Correct?
Right, but I never said anything was virtuously circular. I don't care.
Okay,
like I don't virtuous and
look,
vicious. One sec. Virtuous and vicious circularity. I don't think is a legitimate distinction. So I don't know.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with my position.
Okay. So if you agree with that distinction, you would say that all forms of circular. You would agree. So do you agree that all forms of circular reasoning are vicious? Yes or no?
No, I don't think vicious is a legitimate distinction there.
Okay, so please tell me why it's not a legitimate distinction, because I'm just going to take it that begging the question.
What does this have to do with the point?
Because you're an idiot. You don't understand that if you beg the question.
Now who's begging the question?
Epistemology. If you beg the question for your epistemology, you aren't going to be justified in arguing for anything.
I can use the epistemology
aren't justified in arguing for anything.
So I can use the epistemology that my seemings are justified until you provide sufficient reason for me to doubt them.
And that's just because you desire that, right?
What?
You don't have you don't have a rational justification for that. It's just that you.
No, I can just quote the authorities who use this epistemology and say I'm rationally justified in believing my seemings until a defeater is provided.
Okay.
Pretty common epistemology.
Okay. So look, when you say I'm justified in believing in that, because it seems to be the case. It seems to be the case that phenomenal conservatism is true. Because a lot of philosophers shut up. Because a lot of philosophers hold to it, right? So
you're saying things that you didn't say. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. So when you appeal to phenomenal conservatism, you fucking idiots, and you want to say that your seemings that phenomenal conservatism
are you going to answer the question anytime soon?
Is because you defer to professional philosophers. Sure. You are fucking using phenomenal conservatism in order to argue for phenomenal conservatism.
That's great.
How is that any different than any other fucking theist clown who appeals to fucking God's existence as an argument for God's existence?
That's great. So if you want to make an argument that
you're
I'm
a
not
fucking idiot. You don't even understand what the symmetry breaker is. So give me the symmetry breaker right now.
So again, unless you're going to give me a reason that I should doubt that God and Eschenbach are good at logic, or that there's a TV in front of me.
Irrelevant. This is a meta critique of your view.
I don't care. So
this
again,
is a meta critique of your view.
You have to give me a reason to doubt my seemings. You don't even understand what a meta
critique of your view is.
You have to give me a reason to doubt my seemings. Like you provided no justification. Can you mute him? Like I need to be able to finish sentence.
No, we only got 10 minutes left. I want to go through the whole thing without muting.
You got to mute him. You got to mute him, or I'm going to mute him. So I'm going to mute you both.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I can just mute you both on my end. So I don't care what's going on your end. I can just ignore you both. So I can literally just mute you and just monologue on my own, but it would be more productive if you could like listen to my argument. That'd be great. So again, unless Darth can present a reason why I should doubt my seemings, that there's a TV in front of me, that Gödel-Escherbach is good at logic, that academic professional philosophers are good at not making logical contradictions, and therefore I can rationally conclude that Jackson realism doesn't contain a logical contradiction in it, for the same reason I can conclude that Gödel-Escherbach doesn't entail a logical contradiction in it, then he doesn't give me any reason to doubt either of those things, and so he's given me no reason to doubt my position.
Yeah. So again, idiots, for the last time, this isn't any different than someone employing theism in order to argue for theism. You're engaging in a question-begging argument, and you said that you don't fucking care if you engage in a question-begging argument. That's fucking irrational. You just don't. So again, please tell me, Tjump, what is the symmetry breaker?
My direct experience.
What is the idiot? What is the symmetry breaker between someone employing theism in order to argue for theism? That is the same thing as someone employing phenomenal conservatism in order to argue for phenomenal conservatism.
So my argument
is irrational.
My argument
is irrational for begging the question.
We've only got 10 minutes left, and like I said, we got to get to the bottom of this. Tjump, have you been convinced that you're an idiot?
There's no coming back.
I granted the debate at the beginning. I literally said I'm an idiot.
Oh, you conceded the debate. Right. Okay, gotcha.
So, but my argument is that I'm rationally justified in believing these professional philosophers don't entail a logical contradiction in the view, just like I'm rationally justified in believing Gödel-Escherbach doesn't include a logical contradiction. If he thinks I'm not rationally justified, that wants some kind of meta epistemological criticism of why I should believe my seemings in these things, I just don't care. So if he wants to doubt, be hyper skeptical, that's up to him. But I seem rationally justified to believe that Gödel-Escherbach is good at logic, and I seem rationally Jackson realism doesn't entail a logical contradiction until he gives me a reason to doubt those things. Then he's given me no reason to doubt my position.
You understand that phenomenal conservatives are saying that seemings are going to count as justification.
Great.
So you're even weakening your claim to saying that it seems to be the case that I'm justified by employing phenomenal conservatism. So not only are you begging the question, you're actually weakening your claim.
Have you provided any reason?
The reason is that.
So have you?
The reason is that all arguments that beg the question aren't going to be sound.
Don't care. So have you given me any reason to doubt my direct experience of my TV?
I just gave you the reason.
Wait, let me finish.
I just gave you the reason.
Let him finish. Let him finish. We're almost done.
As far as I can tell, he's given no reason to think that I should doubt that
I've given you the reason. I've given you the reason as to why you're not.
I gotta mute you. I'm gonna mute you one time.
Thank you.
All right, finish.
So he's given me no reason to doubt that there's a TV in front of me, that I have a reason to justify belief that there's a TV in front of me, or that I have a reason to justify belief that Gödel-Escherbach is good at logic, or the reason to justify belief that Jackson realism doesn't entail a logical contradiction. So I'm justified in believing all of those things, and so I'm rationally justified in concluding that they provide a reason that you can describe moral terms in descriptive sense, and so I can also use that sense without being logically contradictory. And until he gives a reason to doubt any of those things, then he's provided no reason for me to reject my position.
Yeah. So again, when you say that there's no reason, I just provided you the reason, you fucking idiot. So this is another evidence as to why Tjump can't track. The argument why you don't have any good reason to be justified. Why are you interrupting me? You were bitching about me interrupting you.
Right,
so let me talk.
Because I'm asking for clarification.
Let me talk.
Let Darth finish now.
I wanted to talk. Like he said, he gave the reason, and I wanted to ask, how does that give me a reason to doubt my belief Gödel-Escherbach is justified? That was my question.
The reason to doubt, idiot, is that you have to presuppose phenomenal conservatism in order to make that argument go through, which is begging the question. Are you just sidestepping the begging the question part because you just don't care? Is that just it?
Yes.
Well,
I literally don't care.
I don't fucking care. Okay, so then I don't fucking care if you think that you're justified. You're just a fucking idiot. Okay. Because you don't understand that if someone brings in an argument and they conclude that God exists, and then one of the arguments is assuming that the conclusion is true, you would have a problem with that. But now, when you're doing the same thing for phenomenal conservatism, your inconsistent dumbass says, no, I'm perfectly rationally justified. In fact, it seems to be the case that I'm justified.
So, yeah.
You're an inconsistent dumbass.
So it seems like me believing that Gödel-Escherbach is good at logic is not comparable to Christians believing there's an infinitely all-powerful sky daddy
Provide the
will seem like
symmetry.
not epistemically equivalent claims. So there's no analogy there.
No,
if you
look.
think I'm wait. So if you think I'm not justified in believing God Shabbat or good at logic, you need to provide a reason for that. Not every human being needs to wait.
Again, you keep deferring to this garbage.
Almost done. So not every
Okay.
human being needs to give some kind of complicated epistemic justification for their seemings. If they read God Shabbat, think they're good at
What's
logic.
the argument for
they're
that?
rationally
What's the
justified
argument
to
that they don't
believe
have
that.
to give a complicated? See, you're just pulling things out of your fucking
So
ass for your retarded
is your
audience.
claim?
So
is your
again,
claim?
I'm
is your-
gonna.
one
I
sec,
look,
one sec.
idiot,
You-
idiot.
wait,
I'm tired
I want to go
of
back.
your
I want to focus on what you
dumbass.
said there. You said something is significant. Do you think that every human being needs to give a complicated epistemic justification for every one of their beliefs to be justified in it?
I mean, I'm not. I'm leaning that way, but I don't see any reason
Okay,
for
that's
you to claim. I don't see any reason for you to claim that they shouldn't. So you're making a normative claim that they shouldn't, and
Sure.
that they don't need to provide the argument for that. And
When
I'm gonna
okay.
predict that you don't have an argument for that either.
So when I see a TV, am I justified in believing that I see a TV?
Are you justified in believing that there's a TV there if you see it?
No, if I see it, just this the sense. So I have a sense experience. Am I justified in believing I have a sense experience?
I mean, presumably under this view, if you're just appealing to your intuitions, you are just begging the question for phenomenal conservatism, right? I don't take it. I don't take it that seemings. I don't take it that seemings counts as justification.
So just to clarify.
So
I said,
again,
wait.
What's the argument?
Wait. So
I'm giving you one last chance.
My question was, if
I'm
I
giving you
see
one last chance to give a non-question begging argument.
I'm asking you a question. So if I see a TV,
I'm giving you one last
It's a fair question.
moderator.
You can answer it, Darth.
Moderator. So if I see a TV in front of me, am I justified in believing that I am seeing a TV?
Idiot. Give an argument for phenomenal conservatism that doesn't beg the question. Let's see if you're an idiot.
You said something that makes you sound really, really stupid, and I want to make clarification on this.
No, you're the fucking idiot one, and your fucking audience just sucks your cock.
I'd like to. There's a really interesting point there.
Yeah. In the interest, I'm going to ask you one more time. I just want to let's get an answer to this question so we can kind of wrap this up.
So he said that if I'm directly seeing a TV in front of me, I asked, am I justified in believing I'm seeing a TV? Not that there's a TV there, just if I have a sense experience of a TV. Wait,
idiot.
Moderator.
I don't know how you can
himself.
breathe in the morning.
Moderator. So
lost control.
My question was, if I see a TV, I have a sense experience of a TV, am I justified in believing I have a sense experience of a TV? And he said no. He said no, because you need to assume whatever conservatism or whatever he said, and therefore you're not justified in believing that you're having a sense experience.
This guy's a fucking joke. So again,
moderator. So again, my question was, if I have a direct experience of a TV, am I justified in believing I have a direct experience of a TV? He said no, because you need some kind of complicated epistemic grounding nonsense. That's stupid. I mean,
why is it not? Why is it nonsense? Why is it nonsense?
Because the fact of the matter that I'm having a sense experience of the TV seems to justify the belief that I'm having a sense experience of the TV.
That presupposes that your sensory experience is like an accurate way of like viewing the world. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's the non-question begging argument. What's the fucking non-question begging argument for your view? For your phenomenal conservative view, you haven't.
Oh my God, I didn't say phenomenal conservatism ever until just now. But my question was again.
You're appealing to seemings as a form of justification. That's phenomenal conservatism, you fucking idiot.
Moderator. So again, I asked if I have a direct experience of a TV, am I justified in believing there's a direct experience of a TV? Not that there's actually a TV there.
I don't care about your questions. The same way that you irrationally don't care about the way that you're begging the question. So again, what's the non-question begging argument for one of your views?
Again, you need to answer my question, because all you're saying is gibberish. So I'm trying to ask
you answer my question. I don't care about your question.
Moderator, he's like interrupting every time I even begin to speak. Like I've got to be able to
Look, I'm afraid to say that I don't think we're gonna get to the bottom of whether or not you're an idiot, Tjump.
Oh no!
So
I concede.
You're an idiot, Tom Rabbit. He doesn't even know that begging the
next
question.
Debate. Tom,
that's the next Darth. That's a different debate.
Tom Rabbit has always been an idiot. I've been very adamant about that.
It's a different
Joe
debate.
Rabbit has always been an idiot.
Listen,
You give me evidence
I'm gonna
for
put
that?
in. I'm gonna put in the chat. There's an after party. You can click on that link to come to
I think
Clubhouse.
both of you should delete your channels after this. One doesn't know how to give a non-question begging argument for phenomenal conservatism. The other doesn't understand that Tjump is too much of an idiot to realize that that's an issue for his view. That's
I
the
don't know which
same
one of us is
way.
begging the question.
That's the same way that he argues for every single one of his philosophical views. And your audience is also fucking stupid for thinking that that wasn't a point that he got completely folded on.
Okay. So, anyways, you guys want
So
to continue?
game over, lights out. You've just been completely obliterated publicly. You've been folded like a chair caught with your pants down, Tjump. You don't know anything.
Yes, 1 + 1, not 2. Do not know that. Nothing. Literally know nothing.
Okay. All right.
3
well,
seconds. Yeah, there we go. An hour.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, there is going to be a club. You can come on the Clubhouse, TJ. Anyone can, and if you want to continue talking,
unless you're going to pay me another $50, I'm going.
No. It's, if you want to actually look, if you're intellectually honest, right, and actually want to get to the bottom of whether or not you're a fucking moron,
I conceded.
you wouldn't have to be persuaded with money.
I take the money. Like you could have just literally just paid me $50 and I just admitted on stream. Like I'm happy with that. I don't care.
Yeah, I wanted this done by the books. I want it all laid out, and you know what? I'm not completely persuaded. I'll just say that. So I'm gonna end it there. Thank you, Tjump. Thank you, Darth Arianus. Thank you, everyone. There's some very generous super chats. Thank you very much. It helps to pay because we did pay Tjump and everything. So I appreciate it. And so with that said, I'm gonna end the stream. Goodbye. Come to Clubhouse if you want to talk to us afterwards. Bye.
Peace out.
Game